Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 58 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where today I would like to get into bigger power storage, a bigger battery for storing all this RF that we're producing. So over at our nuclear reactor, we're producing way more RF than we currently are using, and being able to store that in bulk would be much nicer for us. So rather than wasting it, at least we have a large battery that stores it all, right? So right now we're producing around 114,000 RF, and we're burning away 105,000 RF. So it's a little bit of a lot, for sure. I might even tone this down a little bit, but I kind of want the polonium and plutonium from it. So, Now, how's this guy? Oh, you might be... Are you backstuffing? You are a little bit, aren't you? Well, I mean, not terribly so. You're okay. Stored nuclear waste. Are you cool? What's up with you? What's your beef, stranger? Your water. Why would you not... Oh, you know what? Your water priority is not high enough. I should improve the priority. What I'm going to do is bump this guy up to a priority of 5, and bump this guy up to a priority of 5. So you make sure to keep water in these two guys, okay? Okay, Mr. Filling this thing up with water more? So we're dual using this, right? We're using this to fill water into the reactor, and we're using it to fill the PRCs for polonium and plutonium. Because this is nearer to the extracts, it's distance-oriented, so the further away things are, the lower their priority if they share a priority. But giving them a higher priority, like I just did, means that this guy will get his water a lot faster. And if we wanted to be extra cool about it, well, you, I don't think, can be sped up, but I'm sure these guys can be. Now we're cooking. Now we're burning all the way. Goodbye, polonium. And now our nuclear waste is taken care of. So that's cool. Out of curiosity, are you guys running? You are, actually. And you're using... Oh, right, because I throttled this still. This is still throttled at 10,000 RF a tick. If I wanted to unthrottle it and let you produce all the fissile fuel in the world, might be another conversation. We'd be burning more RF than we're producing at this point. But that's what we need to fix today, because the energy cell that we have here is a bottleneck. This energy cube cannot transfer energy fast enough. So we're going to get into induction. So the induction multi-block from Mechanism is a multi-block structure that allows us to store energy and transfer energy in and out of it. And there's 4 tiers of components that you make. First off, you need the casing, which kind of builds the shell. Very similar to the way the Reborn storage machine works, right? So you build the cell. On the side of the cells, you can put induction ports, which is where you can insert and extract energy from the multi-block. Inside the multi-block, you can place one of 4 tiers of cell. So you can put as many of these as you want in there. So if we put in the basic, you'd have 3.25 billion RF. If you put it in an ultimate, you're going to have 1 trillion RF capacity, which is awesome. You also want to put at least one, but many as you want, providers. This determines how much RF per tick you can transfer. So the basic tier gets you about 100,000 RF a tick, where the ultimate tier lets you do 52.4 million RF a tick. That's a lot of ticks, and a lot of millions. So long story short, I'm probably going to want the ultimate induction provider, at least one of each. So to get that, step 1 is teach it all the things. So let's teach you how to make one of these, and let's teach you how to make one of these. And then I want the ultimate cell, which is going to need an ultimate cube. Do we know how to make all the cubes? Did we do? Yeah, we did. Okay, good. So that means we need an elite induction cell, and then an advanced induction cell, and then we need basic induction cells. Now, the downside here is that we need lithium dust, which I'm pretty sure we don't have yet. Okay? We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, I also want to do the same thing for providers. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 provider tiers. And I've been manually coming down here and inserting them when I have a lot, because shift clicking is the win. So now I should have no problem asking for ultimate induction cells, minus the fact that I need more lithium dust and a lot more redstone and a lot more gold. Holy cow, do we need a lot more of that stuff. But I should have no problem turning this on. And this should not be an issue for me. Unless we've completed our quarry, which is possible at this point. You know, I think we did. You know what? I think we did. I think we quarried it out, didn't we? So now if I just take this card, yoinks over to here, plop this guy right here, put this dude right in here, and set this up exactly the same way. Well, I do believe that's going to work, but I want to move it back one. So let's just move everything back one. Because I don't want it to be all kinds of not cool, right? I believe we want it to be very cool. I believe we're going to want it to be very cool. And by cool, I mean aligned. Yes. We want it to look exactly... Oh, there we go. Nice. I put it right on a chunk boundary, which is why it's doing a very thin strip. But that's okay. This will prove to us that things work, right? That looks pretty cool. What I'll do is I'll keep you on to activate, but I'm going to put a lever here. And that looks good to me. And then once he's done with that, fun times, we should do it. All right. Woo! Now you're getting down to y negative 43, but you're actually not going all the way down. Today I learned that about you, and that's not ideal. I never actually checked that, did I? I kind of assumed it was going all the way to the bottom, but maybe I didn't validate that? Because, yeah, he did not reach bedrock, did he? Nope. We're going to have to fix that. So let's turn you off. Let's take this out. Let's take this thing. So what if I did that? Now we're hitting bedrock. Booyah. That's much better. That probably explains a little bit why we're a little short on redstone. Probably because you get redstone deeper down. So we got some, obviously, but we'll get more now. That's cool. So yeah, we missed out a little bit on resources on the other side, but the good news is he does a chunk at a time, so it's not that big a deal. Should be fine. Now that's interesting. Why did you... Do you do the same thing here? Yeah, he did the same thing here. That's cool. That's kind of funny. He did the same thing over there. He just kind of plus ones it a little bit, doesn't he? But what I'm going to want is actually the way I originally set it up. Right? He's probably just doing like one little column over there right now. I would imagine. Not enough. Oh, reusable storage room. Yes. That should be much better. Ah, good. Now he's going all the way along. I kind of wanted to make sure he was somewhat, good. Look at that. How cool is this to look at us, like, hit one of these dudes? That is neat, actually. That is really neat to see that kind of carved up into the world. And you can kind of see the patterns of how things are done. That is super cool. Like, look at this. Look at this dude. Is there something in the middle of this, you think? Can't hurt to try, right? Turn off. Is there anything in the middle of this thing? I guess we'll find out. Some kind of patterny, striation-y type thing. Neat. Beats me, but neat. Cool. All right. So, hey, that's running again, which is super nice. It's also going to bedrock now, which is equally super nice. So if we came back, what we should see, if I want an ultimate induction provider, we're missing a bit of redstone. And if we want an ultimate induction cell, we're missing a bit of gold and a bit of redstone. But the most important thing we're missing is lithium. Because we have nothing by way of lithium production yet, but luckily lithium's not too bad to make. Let's take a look. So let's talk lithium. Really, the only way to do that is by chemically crystallizing lithium, which I believe is a gas. And what we want to do is turn liquid lithium in a rotary condensator, not the flowing one, but the regular one, into lithium, the gas. Now that liquid lithium comes from the thermal evaporation multi-block. We take brine and it turns into liquid lithium. And all we need is heat. And there's two ways to heat this. We can make a heater, which is what we're going to do, or you can use solar panels, which works, but I like the heater better, because it needs just a little bit of RF, and it means we can put them underground. And you know Dyer. Dyer likes underground, right? Now, brine comes from the exact same multi-block with water. So literally put in water into a multi-block, and it turns into brine. Put the brine into the same multi-block, but another one, and it'll turn into liquid lithium. And then the liquid lithium gets decondensated into lithium gas and then crystallized into lithium dust. And then there you go. So let's get ready to make this guy. Cool. So we're going to want the thermal evaporation controller. All right, so we're going to need the controller. We're going to need a valve. And we're going to need the actual blocks themselves. And that should be cool. It's pretty easy to make, honestly. And again, like I said, it's just water. So what we're going to want is 2 controllers, which I just kicked off, 4 of these. And I'm going to go with 128 of these because they're relatively cheap. And we'll see how that works out. I'm just currently being way too lazy to math this out properly. I came back and I'm like, why isn't my quarry running? Would you like to know why my quarry isn't running? I'll tell you why my quarry isn't running. I forgot to chunk load my quarry. Is this the one that needs to be loaded? Yeah, literally on a chunk boundary, so I have to load 2. Dyer, please. Alright, so now you're Dyer 20 and you're Dyer. That should be fine. Couldn't get any more derpy than that. So let's, number 1, come up with a place to do this. Do we have room in here, you think? That could work. We already have water in there, let's not forget. Let's not forget that we already have water in there. That could be cool. Kind of like that idea. Let's do that. Let's do that. Where's my personal shrinking device? Oh, and we wanted the resistive heater, too. I think I want 2 of those resistive heaters. And we probably also want a couple flux points. Let me get like 4 of those. It doesn't hurt to have a few extras. That should all happen nicely. Sweet. And then my resistive heater, 1. And my resistive heater, hey. Hey. Why are you being weird? There you go. Wonder if there's like some kind of weird power issue with I notice every now and then my wireless terminal kind of like desyncs and I have to like close and reopen and then it's fine. I don't know if it's power related or like what the deal is, but he's a little bit weird every now and then. A little bit weird every now and then. Very rarely. But every now and then I can interact with it and I just have to close and replace and then it's fine. So let's build our multi-block here. So if I remember correctly, I think we want it... I want to move this over 1, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I want there to be a gap. So let's start it here, but I want to say we want it to be a 4x4. I'm pretty sure this is right. I'm going to make this the controller, and we'll find out if I'm correct about this in a minute. We're going to want a water input. So I want my thermal evaporation-y dude here, here, maybe down one. I might want 3 of these. Yeah, I think I might want 3 of these. Because I want 1 for water in and 1 for heat in, right? The resistive heater goes on 1. And we'll just see if this forms a multi-block or not. Hey, it did! Hooray! We did it! Yay! That's cool. And then a similar structure here, right? This is actually the perfect size room for this. Okay, so then controller here. I'm going to want 2 more ports. Pretty sure they make 2 at a time, but if I'm not mistaken. Come on, Chief, let's go. 1, 2. I guess they don't make 2 at a time. Okay, and then you're going to output, input, heat. And if I'm not mistaken, the taller they are, either the faster they are or the more they can hold, or both, or something along those lines. But we'll start with this and see how it goes. Cool. Now, where do we want water to come in? Let's have the water come in over here. Okay, so I'm going to put in my resistive heater, and I'm going to get a node. And if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to do this in a cool way. So first off, let's get this guy set up to go here on the white channel, which is where water is coming from. Okay, and then on this side, I will put energy. Okay, and we will set this block up, and that's pretty cool there. And you can go in here and modify your RF per tick settings. Now, I'm pretty sure this guy only accepts energy from a certain side, so that, I believe, is the correct orientation. So I'm going to bump you up to 80 RF a tick. Are you not getting your energy? Like, explain. All right, because I haven't done this yet. Boom. Now you should be getting energy, and you should be getting water. Sweet! And the water's turning into brine. So the higher the temperature, the faster the production. Okay? So I'm going to let that chill for a minute. Now, if we need this to go a little bit faster, which we might, maybe we pop into here. And we get these guys. Okay. If we look at you on the down, you can have some overclockers. How about 8 buckets a tick? Not bad. All right, so now that this dude is good, let's do something similar here. Now, technically speaking, if I wanted to, the same heater could probably heat both. But it's not necessary. I think we're fine. So you're going to get a energy card so that you can keep this guy online. Okay. Now, before I do that, what I would like to do is... What direction is this? That would be... Why can't I ever find the direction anymore in this thing? West. West. So that would be the west side. Let's pick a color that we haven't gone with yet. Let's go with, like, blue. Extract. Right? And then on the east, that should be an insert on blue. Right? So now you're transferring empty and brine is coming in. Now I might want to speed that bad boy up. That should be way better, right? So now brine's coming in here nicely. You're nice and empty, so that's cool. So you hold 1 million? Whew. That's how much you can hold? Goodness gracious. Now what I want to do is bind this dude to this guy so that the energy works, and then you start heating up. Nice. And I'll set you again to 80, like I set the last one. All right. So the higher the RF setting, the more heat it'll generate, and then the hotter it'll get, and then the faster it'll produce. So right now we're making 20 millibuckets per tick. I suspect if I were to make this 160, it would start heating up and start making more. And I could do the same over here. But I probably won't, because I bet you don't need as much. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, so you're cooking the brine faster than you're getting it. So, but it takes a minute to bring this thing up to temperature. And I think height affects it as well. And since I have more thermal evaporation blocks, like... why not? I don't know what the difference height makes, honestly. I don't know if it's just more buffer or more, but whatever. Long story short, hotter is better. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Hotter is better. Sweet. So now what we want to do is take this liquid lithium and plop it into a rotary condensator and then a chemical crystallizer. Right? So, rotary condensator. And chemical crystallizer. Ooh, that needs all the things. That needs the top tier fancy stuff. The chemical crystallizer is any. So if it's purple, it's the last, right? So you know it's meant to be the fancy, expensive stuff. And then how am I for cards, real quick, while I'm here? I could use more item cards. That's what I'm hearing. Did I really burn through that many item cards? Where did I put all my item cards? I always forget. Things happen, and then suddenly I'm like, what did I do again? Yes, much better. Yoink. All right, back into the thingy. So now, how about you are going to extract on the west on channel black. And I'll probably have you do 8,000 millibuckets, right? So there's channel black. You're going to go into a rotary condensator who's going to be configured clear, clear, clear for fluids to input on the top and gases to output on the front with auto eject on. Does that sound cool? And I don't know which operation I want, but we'll find out. So if I set you on the down to insert on the black, you should start getting liquid lithium and turning it into lithium. And then also on the down, energy. So you bind to you. And now you should be getting power, and you will be making lithium, and that looks pretty cool. I might want some speed and energy upgrades. So let's do 32 more of each. All right, so then you get energy and speed, which means that you'll lithium a lot faster. And we might be having power problems here. What I'm going to suspect is you need a little bit more of an upgrade. Now we're good. Oh, wow, you need 80. No, we're good. Yep. And maybe I should configure you, because you're doing so much power at this point, let's make sure that you're round robining so that visits everybody in turn. Because at some point that might be a problem, right? Now for the chemical crystallizer, if I pop you down, you're going to immediately start receiving the lithium dust, which is cool. But let me clear your sides for items, energy, gases, you can't eject, so input on all sides. So items I just want to output to the front with auto eject on. Okay? And then we just need one more of you, and on the down you get an energy card. Boom. Once I bind them. One of these days I'll remember how to use my own mod. I promise. I promise one of these days I'll remember how to use my own mod. Just, you know, not today. And then we can speed upgrade this guy as desired as well. Lithium dust! Yay! Back out to the overworld for some functional storage. Functional storage. So now we've got a healthy amount of lithium dust automatically being produced inside of our lovely compact machine. And I kind of like it. Not too shabby. So now we can take a stack of this and bring it out home. And we should be getting closer. Now, did I ever turn you off? Or are you, like, still running, mister? I don't know if this ever stopped. Did I turn him off? He might have been off this whole time. That's fine. That's fine. Now he's running again? Yes. Excellent. Alright, and everybody's cooking up a storm. Beautiful. And how's this thing doing? In theory, you're out of something. What are you out of? You're out of sulfur dust. There's your problem. I knew we'd run out of sulfur eventually. Yeah, so we're down to 22 sulfur. Remember, the craft is set up to do 32 at a time. Now, hopefully, buddy, this dude finds some sulfur for us. I guess we'll find out if sulfur exists. I think I just saw some. Yeah, there's sulfur. We just found some sulfur. Well, that's good. So you should be coming back to life a little bit. You should be... yeah, barely. We're going to need a lot more sulfur than that, I suspect. That might be a problem. We should go check in on that. Oh, it's raining out today, I learned. And you should be fine. Yeah, stored nuclear waste is 5. You still have plenty of fissile fuel in here, and plenty in here. So whatever's inside that hidden dimension, because there's a buffer in there, I just have no idea what it is. But whatever's in there, that's what's up. And also, for the record, because we're producing such a small amount of this stuff, we're actually, because we're load balancing across 32 radioactive waste barrels, and it's such a small amount of radioactive waste, having it distributed so much means that it's processing it faster than not. Isn't that cool? So it's actually processing it faster than we're getting it, which is kind of awesome if you think about it. All right, so now if I put my lithium away and I request an induction provider, notice how we have 64, but we need 192 more. So what I think I'm going to do is check it down here and see how much lithium we got. Not bad. Not bad. Well, I've got 4 more stacks of lithium dust now. So we should be coming up on a point ready to go with an induction cell or provider. Let's start with the cell. Do we have enough of that? We're still missing a hefty amount of gold, some sand, and we're definitely missing a lot of redstone, which has me a little bit concerned. Maybe... not what I wanted to do. Maybe what we could look at doing is making the mechanism digital miner. Would that be cool, per se? That could be fun, right? And then a Robert. And Robert needs a personal chest. All the things are cooking, aren't they? Almost there. Do you think you have a basic control circuit and you don't? Because I ain't seeing no basic control circuit. Okay. And then the Robbit, which I've honestly never used Robbit, and I should probably give him a little bit of a chance. There we go. Digital Miner. This guy's cool. I'm just saying. Let's get ourselves another Ender Chest. The nice thing about the Digital Miner is you get to pick what it's going to mine. A little bit. But mostly, yes. So we've got Flux Point, we've got Ender Chest, and we've got Digital Miner. We should be cool. I don't think there's much else we need, right? I don't think so. I think that's about it. Speed and energy upgrades. That's what we need. Bada bing, bada boom. To the mining dimension we go. So what I wouldn't mind doing is just busting out like 100 blocks away. So about 150, 150. And here's what I'm, or 151, yeah, whatever, this place. This is where I'm going to mark my territory, right? Like, Dyer was here. So the digital miner is cool. First off, you can set it to auto-eject, auto-pull, or silk touch. It uses more energy if it's silk touching. I don't think it'll fortune, so it's a little, you know, not quite as good as the builder from RF Tools, because that one can fortune. But what's nice about it is you can go in here, first off, install some upgrades. Yoink and yoink, because always upgrades. And what you can do is you can configure it, and you can specify filters and a radius. So I think 32 is the biggest radius you can do. If you put in 64, it's just going to, you know, anything higher than 32, it's just going to click down to 32. The min Y level, negative 64. And then the max Y level is, what are we at, 69 right now? So I guess we should be configuring that. Let's make it 70. And then inverse mode requires replacement new. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for either an item stack or a specific tag or a specific material or a specific mod ID. So for example, with a tag, we could call it Dust's Redstone. Is that it? What's the tag for Redstone Dust? You can see it with F3H. Forge : Dusts is 1. Forge : Dusts / Redstone. So tag filter, Forge : Dusts, Redstone. Check. No matching targets. Is it the other slash? New. Did I spell forge wrong? That's actually weird. What's up with that? Am I, like, doing this wrong? Forge : Dusts. I've done this, like, a dozen times. What if we just got ourselves some redstone, then? Might not be a terrible idea. Because we could just specify redstone, right? Would that be you? And just do it with an item stack filter? It's just weird that the tag filter doesn't work. Because I've done that a million times with Mechanism. Haven't I? So if we config new filter, I'm just going to try again, tag. No matching targets. Huh. Dude, anything gonna work here? Forge ores works. Maybe it's just gonna get the redstone ore. That might be it. Might be because I want to do forge ores rather than... So what I could do is just forge ores. So I could do it with forge ores. Haven't I done it with dust before? slash redstone, and that would be just redstone ore. That works. Maybe it changed slightly between versions, or maybe I'm just being a dire derp as usual. It's probably the latter. So that's it. And then we can have as many filters as we want. So for example, I could do a new tag, forge ores slash gold. Right? Or I could just say, forget it, let's just make it forge ores. And that's all the ores, iron and gold and lead and fun times. And that might be a better way to go. Because that'll get me everything, in theory. So let's do that. Okay? So with that filter in place, now I can give you power. If I remember correctly, can I power you through here? Yoinks. Lots of power. Nice. All right. I'm going to disable the limit on you so that you can get all the power in the world. And I'm pretty sure we want to put our chest on the back here. And then we want to have... I'm going to have auto eject on in a minute, but let's hit start and let's see what happens. So see how it's collecting? So it tells you how many ores it has to mine. So it found like 700 ores in this area. Now is that... Oh, I didn't save it. So it found 700 redstone ores in this area. So that's kind of cool. Right? Now, what I might do is configure... Let's just make it... Well, I kind of want both. But I know I want also forge ores gold, right? So let's save that guy. And now when I start, we'll see there's 1,100 of that. Okay. Now if I put on auto eject, it should spit into here. And that's pretty neat. So now we should be getting lots and lots and lots of stuff. Now, did I put on a chunk boundary? I 100% built on a chunk boundary. Go Direwolf. Now, I think this is just rendered here, though. I think technically it's in one chunk. So I think technically we're fine. Also, P.S., you can 100%, you know, tick accelerate this bad boy. Ain't nothing saying you can't. You want to aim for the very bottom middle. That's the guy who needs to be tick accelerated. And now he's trying to keep up. He's like, wait, what? How much power do you want? But we're burning through it all, and we're getting lots of redstone and lots of gold. And that's pretty much all we're getting. But it's cool. So I'm going to stop you for a minute, and I'm going to pop home and see how we made out. Oh yeah, 2.7 thousand. Yeah, we did okay. And how are we for gold? I'm assuming that you're processing a ton of gold right here. And I assume correctly. Alright, not too shabby. Let's pop up here and let's turn this guy off so that he's done actually doing things. And you should be, you know, chewing up 12,000 RF a tick. That's probably you. For the most part, yes. And then the remainder is you guys. Okay. Well, maybe not. I think that's all pipes. So something else is eating up power. Probably inside my compact machine. But anyway, we might now be able to make our induction cells. So we're going to need an ultimate induction cell, which needs just sand, and an ultimate induction provider, which needs just sand. So what I'm going to do is, between episodes, kick off those crafts and get them done. I may need more redstone once, you know, everything is truly said and done, but I can at least make my first cell, which is nice. Start that. And then can I kick you off? You need some more gold and a little bit more redstone, by a little bit 90,000. But we're close. We're close. So I'll make this all between episodes, and then next episode we'll come back and put this thing together. Sound like a plan? For now, Adult, I sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.